Hi guys, I'm the Dao King, and today we have Frank and Ash from Kyoto Protocol, and there's a lot of interesting stuff going on with Kyoto Protocol. In fact, it's so interesting because they are eliminating the rebase, but you're still getting the APY, so your tokens are still growing, so don't worry about it. They have a whole new mechanism that's set up, and I just wanted to make sense of it. This is why we're having this AMA today. My focus here is to make sense of what is going on with Kyoto Protocol, because we can actually kind of figure out how much money we're going to make over X period of time. So from my understanding, it's this, and you guys have to correct me, okay? If I own 100 tokens today, and so this token is kind of going through a genesis pool in a way, where in, what was it, May of next year or something of this nature, right? It's going to have 8,400 Kyoto tokens, and those 8,400 Kyoto tokens are going to be worth a minimum of 25 cents. Do I have this correct?
Yes. So if you was to buy one Kyoto today, for example,
Okay.
You would have 1,180 Kyoto on the 31st of May. Bear in mind, you get a double every month, and you get another double in June. But that, if we deliver the blockchain early, will be delivered via another vesting period. So yeah, if you bought one Kyoto today, or when we done the airdrop, last night, it would be 1,180 Kyoto you would have accrued on the 31st of May.
Okay, so I'm going to have this. I own at least 100 Kyoto right now. So I'm going to have a minimum of 8,400 tokens. Okay, that around there. Let's just say. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm okay.
I'll try to work it out in my head.
Okay, no. So if you was to have 100 Kyoto tokens, you would have
dollars. $100 today is $8,400 when we migrate at 25 cents per token. So yeah, that's how it works. I know that math because the CFO did it.
I'm here to do the math for everyone out there, because I saw because the math is what I'm most interested in. I'll be straight up with you, because I saw the interview, the great interview he did with Yabonks and EAM Crypto, great interview. But when I asked Yabonks what's up, he was even confused. So I want to clear it all up. So if I'm going to get 8,400 tokens and I'm looking at 25 cents minimum price in a year from now, of course it could go higher. It could trade. It might go lower. We don't know, right? Correct? We don't know.
No, okay. That's the one thing that we're sure of. And this is probably what needs to be explained.
Okay, so hold on a minute. Before we even get there, is $2,100 is what I would expect to get at a 25 cents per token. That's what I did on
I'm going to find the example that I've prepared, because
to give an example right now.
If you were to buy one token at $8 today, that would be a $624.65 exit at 25 cents a token, because you would have 2,499 Kyoto from your one Kyoto. We worked that out because we airdropped liquid capital one Kyoto, and we had to work out what it would be. So one token, that's been worked out, and I'm confident to say it. And also $1,000 we worked out, if you were to buy yesterday, was $84,000 on the 25 cents at the end. So what you've got
to tokens or dollars? I'm a little
dollars, because look, listen, this is what we're doing here, right?
Okay.
We have the rebase that's rewarding the 916,474% APY. Everyone was in receipt of that. Okay. What we've done in regards to where we were going with orbital swap and all of what's going on is we had the opportunity to optimize our smart contract. Now, in doing so, we took on some feedback from the community. Now, how can we say you'll have this many tokens at the end when we migrate, and how will it be 25 cents? Imagine this as a pool that we've got, lock and earn for Kyoto, which is like a seed round and pre-sale for VCs coming in, but you hold the tokens with the APY. We guarantee the listing price at 25 cents, because when we have our blockchain complete with all of our carbon credit marketplaces and we're ready to migrate across to our own layer 1, that will be the price we list the token on a tier 1 exchange. That's how the token price will be 25 cents at the end. That's how we can look at the APY and see if you held this many tokens now, how many tokens you would have on migration, and what the listing price would be at 25 cents. That's how everything has been worked out.
So this is going to go on an exchange, and because you have these partnerships, these VC partnerships, they already have committed. This is what you're kind of saying. They're kind of committing when this blockchain comes out that they're going to come and buy X amount of it from the retail investors. Is that what we're kind of talking about?
So I would say Frank's done a great job at kind of describing our regenesis phase endpoint, which is the tier 1 exchange listing. The optimized distribution model and the kind of reworked taxes go to benefit this raise system. So we're not waiting for VCs to come in on the blockchain. We've created a mechanism that allows users to earn a referral to bring investment in, as well as a taxation system that VCs basically provide and sellers provide funding for expansion of the protocol and further burn. So yeah, I would say that it's not just on the blockchain listing, token listing. It's throughout the process. The issue with the rebase at the beginning that we kind of ran into was that we had users that wanted to purchase a lot of tokens, and it would create price slippage. There wasn't a lot of tokens available. So we kind of opted for a model where we can give fixed lineal prices to rounds effectively.
I understand what you're saying. And by the way, guys, this is not financial advice here. So this is something you're going to have to use to kind of do your own research on. This is a conversation we're having. So please understand this is a good starting point, and do your own research on these things always. So I'm trying to understand something. I'm going to lock up my tokens, right, in your system. And then you're going to give like a number of months or amount of time you can lock up, right? I assume this will be different options, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to lock up my tokens. And then after I lock up my tokens, it's at an X amount of time. I'm also going to get reflections in BUSD.
Optional reflections, because this is the thing. Okay. We're optimizing this now. Okay. So some of our community just want to lock and earn. Let's take it back a step. When we look to optimize this contract, we wouldn't have made the decision, but we put out our lock and earn, and we took a Google form to see who would be interested. So about 84% of tokens wanted to lock and earn. Now that was to lock today and not sell and hold them till layer 1. So we wouldn't. Yeah, so no reflections. So you lock and you hold to the end. The majority of our community opted for that. So when we were looking at how we could potentially improve upon that, there is a way that we will have a tiered system. And so you could opt for 5%, 10%, 15, 20, 25%, whatever those tiers are. And you can monthly sell that proportion of your holdings to people wanting to buy the token, because it won't be listed anywhere. You will have to get it through from the existing pool. So that's kind of how it works. Reflections come from, you can opt in to say, I'm going to sell 25% of my rewards monthly.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, now I get it. So if I have 100 tokens, I'm just making up a number, and I want to sell 10 of them a month.
Yeah.
I would get that back in BUSD. You guys would take that, and then you would sell it to whoever.
And depending on what scale you decide, there's a different sales tax.
Oh, okay. Now this makes more sense. Okay. All right. Now I'm getting it. So depending on what it is, so if I want to sell X amount, I pay X sales tax. I'll pay X amount. I say a lower or a higher or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's actually a potential here. correct me if I'm wrong, I am often wrong, that I could buy 100 tokens, and by the time you guys go to the layer 1, I have already recouped my initial investment back, and I'm free riding into the layer 1.
Yes.
Yeah, there's an option to do that.
Oh,
And
there's
bear in mind that if you opt even to sell 25% of your monthly rewards, you're still auto compounding the other 75%.
Yes.
So
We're
that's
also
25% the following month is of a much bigger holding. So it's kind of we're still awarding you with that APY that we need to get the right proportion of tokens into circulation, but you can opt as to how much you want to sell on a monthly basis.
Okay, so let's say I have X amount of tokens and I'm selling it into it and I'm getting the rewards. At what price? Right now you're around $8 and something. The price is going to be based on free market, or are you guys doing something about that too?
So we guarantee the listing price at the end of the process, and we're creating a decay in price each month. Now that decay in price is subject to the snapshot, and it's with a 25-cent end in mind. So we've made it so each month you still get your rebases, and the decrease in price leaves you a USD profit and obviously a Kyoto profit on what you previously held. And by us doing that, it kind of allows us to do like vesting rounds for VCs as well that kind of want a dollar cost average into protocols through different liquidity events of their own. So yeah, we offer a monthly snapshot price, and you will choose to opt in a percentage of your rebase rewards to sell against that monthly snapshot price.
Interesting. So you guys are saying that it's going to decay 35% a month, right? Till you get to 25 cents. Okay. All right. This is making a lot more sense than the AMA that I watch now. Okay. So you got to do a couple of these to get down to the number.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Okay, guys, I hope that helps you guys out there, because there was a lot of confusion. If you guys have any questions about this stuff, please put them in there, because we kind of made a breakthrough here. It actually makes sense. After watching the other AMA, I was completely confused. I'll be very honest with you. I had no idea. I didn't know if I was going to make $84,000 or if I'm going to get 84,000 tokens. I had no idea. Now this makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, so it's like any rebase. You take your nominal purchase price today. By the time we migrate, you get the 916474. Obviously, you've missed 6-7 weeks of that already, so it won't be all of it, but you'll get the majority. Right. Yeah. At the end of whatever you've accumulated, assuming that you don't sell any and you opt in to hold the whole bag, you will get tokens times 25 cents. So that's how you will get to your dollar.
Okay, so let's talk about this. So at the end, you're talking it's going to be 25 cents, and you guys are expected to have about what, 2.5 billion tokens, something like that?
2.2, I think.
Yeah. And
so go ahead.
I just see some comments coming through there. There will be a OTC arena as well. So if they are locked in a pool. However, if another Kyoto holder wishes to purchase your locked Kyoto within the pool, you can transact. And by offering that, it allows any new investor to come in, purchase a few Kyoto, hit the tier so they can trade OTC, and then trade OTC within the community. So there will still be liquidity within the community trading. It's not that you're kind of giving us the keys to your crypto.
Before I get into this number, you guys are also going to pull it off the exchanges. You're going to pull it off the you're going to pull the liquidity. Is that what's going on?
Yeah. So no, we're not going to pull the liquidity. We're transferring everything over, and we're giving everyone who doesn't want to join us in Regenesis the opportunity to come out with no sales tax.
Okay, hold on a minute. I'm trying to understand this. So the liquidity is still there, so I can still go trade on PancakeSwap. That's not an issue.
Absolutely. So the liquidity is still there until we migrate the contract.
Right. And that's about a year from now.
No, so we're going to be migrating a Regenesis contract quite soon. So we're moving away from Rebase, but still keeping the Rebase rewards and creating a more of a refined arena for Kyoto. This all came about. Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say this came about when we were looking at doing lock and earn vaults, then Orbital, when the situation with Orbital Swap became available. We're looking at then optimizing that solution for the lock and earn vaults within Orbital Swap. You know, it's an optimized system where we can list the token, where you can accumulate something with utility later. And that will probably be run within the DEX. You know, obviously we're bidding for that. That hasn't been successful to date. We're still in that process. So even if we don't, we will still look to build this for these locked vaults.
Well, this is interesting. So you're going to pull that contract, that liquidity later on, and then it's only going to trade within where? I'm a little confused. Where does it trade?
Well, that's a good question, and that's to be defined. So we're running in parallel two developments right now. One in mind of the orbital situation, and another, you know, subject to the orbital swap not happening. So you will be able to have Kyoto, access Kyoto on that platform, whether it's the new orbital or whether it's our own.
Or it's okay. So there will be liquidity somewhere. It's not being, because I saw some comments. Well, liquidity is not going to be pulled, guys. Everyone relax.
No, so look, and everything's on the blockchain. So you'll see that the new reflections token base, the new reflection system will have its own wallet. So similar to the Rebase, on the sales tax, there will be wallets where funds filter into in BUSD, and you'll see the system work. So yeah, we're not taking liquidity. We're just, you know, basically optimizing, you know, our contract to the better of Kyoto.
Tim said, I'm really confused. This is how I felt yesterday. This is exactly how I felt and why we needed to have this AMA, because I was really confused. But now I'm starting to get it, Tim. And at the end, I'm going to do a conclusion, a whole thing, so that you won't be confused, because I think I'm finally starting to understand it, which is good. So this is the thing. I want to get into this. You're going to have 2.2 billion tokens at the end. So this is basically a Genesis pool to get into your layer 1, which, by the way, all the taxes will be removed. Once you get the layer 1, I can sell my layer 1 without any taxes, which I love. No more taxes. Your token will be worth at 25 cents, $550 million in total market cap.
Yeah, market cap. Yes. Yeah.
Would that be correct?
That's subject to the burn rate. So the burn rate will dictate the exact market cap, but we're migrating with a 25 cents times the circulating supply.
Now that's like $500 million would put you probably in the top 50 tokens on coin market cap. I mean, are we?
No, so it's about I think it's just outside the top 100. Is roughly
still good.
Yeah, and look, we're not doing this to remain in the lower league. You know, Kyoto was always a bigger vision. It's you know, a blue chip project, in my opinion. We aim to land just outside of that top 100, and we're going to spend the next 6 months teeing up a massive marketing campaign. We've been in talks with some real interesting people, and you know, leading up to that point, I strongly believe if we land Kyoto on a tier 1 exchange at that market cap just outside of the top 100, we could probably trend and peak into the 100. And once you're there, you've got a lot of eyes on you. And I think the vision, the project, and the movement around the world, I think there's a place for Kyoto there.
So let's just talk about this market cap. To get to this market cap, you guys have to build out a lot of infrastructure, because you're going to be building out the marketplace for current credits. That's got to be just humming in order to get this market cap. Am I correct in this?
Yeah. So look, keep in mind, a lot of layer 1 blockchains, their market cap far exceeds the liquidity they hold on chain. We are in talks with integrating USN. We're in talks with integrating other blockchain stablecoins where we could have TVL migrated over to us. That adds to the blockchain. On top of that, we're basically going through funding rounds right now, where we hope to raise, you know, a large proportion of the funds, which will sit behind the value of the market cap. That's, you know, just I know a lot of blockchains have market caps in 800, 900 million, but may only have 20 to 50 million liquidity behind them.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Okay, so the vision here is a lot larger, and that is why you believe you can hit this $500 million in market cap. That is what your belief is, right?
Yeah, and Kyoto Protocol, the vision that you see right now is not the whole package.
Okay.
There's a lot of businesses that we've not even touched upon that will be on our ecosystem that will contribute towards that.
This is a thing I tell everyone, because a lot of people do ask me about you guys. And yes, your project isn't that easy to understand because it's never been done before. What I tell everyone is you have to either believe in what Frank and Ash are doing. That is really the case here. These are two these are VC guys. They're back. They've done some incredible stuff. You either believe in what they're doing and you kind of like let them lead the show and lead you there, or you don't. That's how I look at it. Am I correct in that assessment in looking at it like this? Like we have to kind of just go, hey.
That's kind of it with every investment, though, right?
In a way, it is, but with this one more so because like it is so layered. There's so many parts to it that it's like I'm to the point where I'm like, okay, guys, just here's my money, just go. I'll see you in a year. That's kind of how I am with when I invest in Kyoto. Other projects.
I think it's just like, okay, with your perspective, do if you don't quite get what we're doing, do you trust us to build it? That's what you're asking, right? Well,
that is the question. That's very well said. Yes.
Yeah. Well, we are building it. We're 7 weeks old. Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got our layer 1 blockchain will be ready in the new year, ready for not mainnet, but certainly where we need it to be. We've got a bridge from our Kyoto protocol to NEAR, and we have the bridge that's being built to BSC. We're looking to acquire Orbital Swap to bring that in as the front end portal where you can access our chain, farm liquidity, carbon credits, all of those sorts of things can be hosted on that front end. We're 7 weeks old. In the background, we've looked at the rebase. We've looked at this opportunity. We've decided to make this change. What we offer the DeFi community right now is an opportunity to buy, say, $1,000, hold on through the lock and earn to the end, and we will list our tier 1, our layer Kyoto blockchain token on a tier 1 exchange at 25 cents listing price. Do you trust us to get that far? Well, I think we can demonstrate enough to show that we're pretty much getting there. So that's not much of a large jump. I think looking at the carbon, and this is without us focusing on carbon credit and that market and the size of that market that we wish to enter. How much of a stretch of an imagination is it that we can now build on our own layer 1 a carbon credit marketplace that allows us to tokenize a synthetic asset, Kyoto credits, and trade them freely on our marketplace with those bridges in place and other partners. We launched as a Rebase with all of those partnerships in the background with, we were pretty transparent about all of that. We're still only 7 weeks old. So when you say there's a lot going on, I would say we've already gone a long way in 7 weeks.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah, and we're at it every day. We'll get there. It's not on the back of on a fag packet. It's a well thought out, well structured business plan.
This is my question to you guys. Obviously, you guys are very experienced and traders and so forth. Who is developing this? Like, who are your devs that are doing this?
So we have, there's 2 aspects to this, right? So one through the NEAR Foundation and basically speaking to a representative at NEAR for NEAR coders, because it's a slightly different playground there. And then the other side of things is Accubits. So Accubits work with a network of developers, obviously through multiple projects. We're partnered with them. Obviously, Adam on our team, he's the UK representative for Accubits too. So yeah, we're those two.
Can you tell people what Accubits is? I don't think everyone knows who they are.
Okay, so Accubits, yeah, just so they've worked with blue chip projects, household name technology companies, even NASA, for example. So we're using them to directly manage all of the processes of development. Frank and I, I'd say that we're entrepreneurs in the fact that we build a business. We're not people that it's more efficient for us to do it that way than manage 20 developers. And
so Accubits is a well-known company. So you guys basically pay them to do everything. Like they're handling all the development and and they're not cheap, by the way, from my understanding, correct?
No.
Yeah, and it's yeah.
Okay, I mean that's a big thing. That's a big deal. I'm glad you guys have a real company behind you. It's a really big deal. That makes me feel a lot better. And then how is Accubits able to kind of like speed up this timeline? Because your timeline was a little bit longer before. It kind of shortened. Did you throw more money at it in development, or what happened there?
No, do you know what? They shortened our timeline,
Oh, they
actually.
shortened.
So yeah, so during the approach of the blockchain, we sat down with them and we went around a lot of places as well. We didn't just go directly to one place. We assessed a lot of different development houses, and yeah, they came forward with a solution for the layer one. It could be delivered earlier, have slightly better functionality, and yeah, everything that we needed. So that's what really allowed us to, well, it's a contributor towards us adjusting this process, knowing that we can deliver earlier. We forecasted to have testnet going to mainnet around month 12 and full migration to month 18. That's what we forecasted originally.
Okay.
And now it's like, we can do it before the first year ends.
Interesting. Okay, this is all great information. I appreciate you guys actually. This actually helps me a lot. I mean, I'm an investor, as you know, and a lot of protocols, a lot of stuff, and the devs have been just such a problem in DeFi. So that alone, that was something in the back of my head, just makes me feel a lot better. Okay, so the tokenomics, I think we covered. We now know who your devs are. Is there anything else you guys like? This is clears a lot of stuff up. Is there anything else that you guys wanted to cover to kind of get out there your message, because you guys do have so many different things going on?
Well, I mean, look, if you want to learn more, there's visit the Discord.
Yeah,
we do daily AMA.
There too for everyone.
Yeah, we're happy to talk. We talk with the community daily. I mean, look, how did we reach this point? I mean, yes, orbital swap was a huge part in our thinking. We, as you're aware, we're in the bidding to try and acquire orbital swaps to build into our technology stack. That ultimately gave us the opportunity to revamp and improve our smart contract, whilst giving everybody the same rewards the Rebase contract did. Control, have a linear vesting period, allow people to take liquidity. The way we've done this is that your rewards will always outpace the deflationary mechanism, right? So you'll always be in profit. And at the end of that, we can show that we will list at 25 cents. We can control that because we'll be a tier one blockchain and we'll be able to list our token.
I mean, the only question I would have for you as far as listing it at a over 500 million or let's say $400 million market cap is that your market cap right now is like, I don't know, it was like 10 million or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So market cap is set to expand tremendously, basically.
Yeah.
That is, we've never seen this before. That's the only thing I would say that is going to be interesting to see. And I understand your vision of how you're trying to get there and your partnerships and partners. And we've covered you guys in the past. Basically, if you do everything and the carbon credits and all that stuff comes in, yes, it will get there because this is a brand new industry and you guys are going to basically be in the middle of this carbon credit marketplace, which is, God knows what that's going to be worth.
I would also add that, taking into consideration the carbon credit protocol, if you add on to that now that we've refined our pitch to become the home of Refi, which is a layer one blockchain optimized for regenerative finance projects, we're building we come from a regulatory background too. So we're building products that can onboard, ESG-based funds to the latest climate tech Refi protocols. So, the ESG sector is trillions. It's a huge sector. So, the value pitch for Kyoto has changed slightly. I would say that now, the valuation and raising traditional finance against a blockchain like this shouldn't be too hard. Put it in perspective, FIRE, our partner, ESG compliant blockchain, focused on sustainable background to the blockchain, raised, I think it's about, was it 300 million, 350 million they've raised in rounds. So, we've got, partners around us that will assist in that, and we've got a merchant bank interest in acquiring tokens, and the rebase was just really a barrier of entry for that. So this linear vesting period is giving people a fixed price they can sell at, a buyer a fixed price they can buy at, and then inside the environment, if you're a Kyoto holder, you can trade OTC. That's allows people to move their money around too. So we're not trying to trap liquidity, we're actually trying to grow it. The rebase allowed other dying protocols to farm liquidity, and really block the liquidity. What we're saying is we're actually bringing you into an environment where the liquidity can only grow.
I think I understand what you guys are saying now, that because of the way you're going to be doing this and the APY is still there, but not the rebase, you're going to attract a different crowd. That's really what it is. A lot larger crowd.
I think we've already attracted it. I mean,
you have, yeah. I've seen
because we've got a community here. It wouldn't be possible to do what we're doing without our community. We've got a fantastic community. 82 or whatever it is, Ash knows the exact figure, said they would lock an arm with us. We've done this complete pivot for the benefit of the protocol, the benefit of the community and our holders, and everybody is stood by. The price has gone up. We haven't seen any people dumping the token price, and that shows that we're able to do this. I speaking with someone, if we'd have done the research and like 15-16% said they were up for lock and earn, we wouldn't be having this conversation with you. The majority of our community are prepared to lock right to layer one and not take any liquidity, and that for us shows that we're doing something right. They're believing what we're saying.
I'm going to do the same thing, because you guys are so unique that you never know. And in DeFi, these are gambles at the end of the day, guys. And you got to, like I always say, you got to pick the right teams. So that's what they're doing. They're trusting you guys, which is really cool. The one question I have for you left is orbital swap. If you don't get orbital swap, are you just going to build out your own DEX? Is that the idea? I mean, that was always the idea anyway, correct?
Yeah. So look, the orbital swap situation, it's its own situation. We're building in parallel, so we've already got AccuBits teed up with what we're looking for. So yeah, and I would say the only thing that's really going to take the time, and bear in mind there's accountability with companies, that when they offer you a service, it's not just a developer in a room somewhere doing it for some BNB. What we're doing is we're going through the process of saying, this is what we want, this is what we need. They deliver it, we get it audited. There's a bit more of a process, but what it ensures is the liquidity that we move over and all of the users' funds that we move over is safe and secure. So the orbital swap situation doesn't affect it. It's in parallel.
But I would add to this, because we can't talk about the bid outside of the AMA, but we 100% do hope that orbital swap becomes a key part of this technology.
Why is that? What are you seeing that orbital swap is going to bring to you that's different than you were going to do?
It's more about cleaning up the space as well. We think that we know the space. We've invested a lot of money into marketing around this space. We're very familiar with who's in it. We think that it's a time where rebases are drying up. A lot of people are moving away, and the orbital situation is kind of, I think, inadvertently been wrapped into that circle. So we feel like we can help and improve the community, integrate a product, which the offer is very good. In my opinion, it's very bullish for orb holders, and bring them into what we're building. We need a BSC bridge, we need a BSC DEX, we need the launch pad. Okay. So why not acquire something that's familiar? So that's our thought process behind it. Same with liquid capital as well.
I get it. I get where you guys are coming from. Already known product, already known entity. It's already has users. Yeah, I understand what you guys are saying. Okay, very interesting, guys. Is there any other questions out there? Because I was really just trying to cover the tokenomics today. I think you guys all, for the most part, understand Kyoto Protocol and what they're trying to do. So if there's any other questions, or if you guys want to add anything, please do. And we'll wrap it up for the most part. I mean, people are just talking here. All right.
Yeah. So look, the snapshot we are releasing a Medium article later this evening. So if you're watching this in the future, head over to our Medium. The snapshot's going to be announced hopefully later today. You will have a chance to get out if this regeneration project's not for you, Regenesis contract's not for you. And you'll have a chance to get in if you think, right, this is what I want to be a part of, and I like what they're saying. So yeah, there'll be a time for a decision making there, and then there'll be a migration phase. No rewards are going to be lost. So and we'll be about every evening too.
Awesome, guys. I don't really see any other questions out there. You guys definitely have a lot of fan base. Oh, Lady Bossnat is here. She's been with you guys since the beginning, man. She's diehard. You guys have a lot of diehard fans, is what I've noticed. You really,
well, we're a movement. Kyoto is a movement. We're all a family, and we're pushing the vision that blockchain and crypto can make a positive impact.
Yeah, I mean, if the numbers, I'm a numbers person. If the numbers are within where we're talking about, if they happen, I'm not 100% on the numbers yet. I think I'm getting there. I think I'll be 100% because you're going to release the Medium article too, right? There's going to be a whole Medium article. Okay.
And a tokenomic deep dive on our YouTube.
There you go.
Too.
So I think what we'll do is this. We'll let you guys release that information. I'm going to review it, and maybe we have you come back and we'll go over it. Does that sound good? Because at that point, we can really break down and tell people, if you do this, you're going to get this. If you do this, you're going to get this. Right now, I know it's still kind of up. Like, I think I'm getting it, but I think at that point, we can really make a much better assessment. How does that sound? Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys. So we're going to do this again. Once the Medium article comes out, we're going to clarify. I think the biggest thing we can do in DeFi, because DeFi can be confusing, is to clarify stuff. And I try to clarify it, and I try to keep it as simple as possible. But sometimes when you're dealing with projects like Kyoto, which is not a simple project, this is many layers to it. So I'm going to try to do that with you guys. We're going to have them back again, maybe in a week, maybe in 2 weeks. And we're really going to deep dive into the numbers so that you guys can really see what's going on. I think that's really, that's what I like to do, at least. Do you guys agree with me out there? You guys want to see this? Let's see what they say. Okay.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you guys coming, like always. And, we're going to talk in a few weeks once you guys release all the information. So thank you, guys.
Thanks, DK. Cheers, buddy.
Thanks, guys. Take care.
Cheers.